It's time for another Love Box story. I'm going to shake the box. Do you think it will be loud or quiet? It's rather quiet today. Let's see what things are in the box. Oh, the first thing looks kind of like our Jesus doll. This is a story about a man named Jonah. And God had a special job for Jonah to do. And he told him, Jonah, I need you to go to Nineveh and tell the people there that I see their actions and I need them to stop doing the wrong things and be forgiven and start doing right things. Well, Jonah thought about this and he thought, I don't want to go to Nineveh. I don't know the people there. It's not my city. I don't want to listen to God today. And you know what Jonah did? Well, he decided to get on a boat, and the boat didn't take him to Nineveh. It went the opposite way. Nineveh was one way, but Jonah got on the boat and went the other way. Well, when the boat got way far out to sea, there started to be a big wind. Maybe you can make some wind sounds. And it started to rain, and the rain got louder and louder, and I bet there was lightning flashing and the thunder clapping and booming, and it started to break up the boat. The boat was starting to fall apart. Well, all the men that were on the boat were scared, and they remembered that Jonah had told them that he was running away from God. So the men went to Jonah and asked him, Jonah, what should we do to get God to stop this terrible, terrible storm? We're afraid the boat will fall apart and we're all going to die. Well, Jonah said, I think you need to throw me overboard. And if you do that, God will stop the wind. Well, the men didn't want to do that. They knew that they were a long way from the shore, that Jonah couldn't swim that far. But they couldn't figure out any other way to stop the storm. And so they threw Jonah overboard. But that's not the end of the story. There's still one more thing inside of the love box. God sent a great big fish. And that fish came and it opened its big mouth and it swallowed Jonah down inside of its belly. What do you think it would have been like down inside the belly of a big fish? Do you think it would be light or dark? Do you think it would be quiet or noisy? Do you think it would smell good or not so good? You'd be down there in the belly with all the other things that that big fish ate. And Jonah stayed inside the belly of the whale 1, 2, 3 days and 1, 2, 3 nights. And then he remembered God and he prayed and talked to God. What do you think that Jonah said to God or asked God? Well, what happened next is that that big fish swam close to the shore and spit Jonah back out on the land. And God talked to Jonah again and said, I still have that special job for you to do. I need you to go to Nineveh and tell the people there my message. Well, this time, Jonah decided to get on the right boat, and he went the right direction. And he went and he told the people that God needs you to know He sees your actions and he wants you to stop doing wrong things, be forgiven, and start to do the right things. And the people listened to Jonah, and they did what God asked. They asked to be forgiven, and they started doing right things. And that's the story of Jonah. And this story always reminds me of two things that I always want to remember. One is that when God wants me to do something, I should always do it the first time that he asks. And the other is that sometimes God will want me to do things that aren't my favorite things to do, or maybe are hard to do, or might be a little scary for me to do. But I need to remember that God promises to always be with me, and he always is. All we have to do is pray, and he's with us, and we can talk to him in prayer. Thank you for listening to the Love Box story today. I'll see you next time.